On January 3, 1959, Alaska became our 49th state. To celebrate Alaska's statehood, Lionel introduced the 614 Alaska Railroad NW2 switcher. It was the first Lionel switcher to have a two-position reverse unit. The first thing you notice about this engine is the dynamic brake component on the roof. On the real switcher, the dynamic brake is the section next to the cab with the side vents. The compressed air tanks were too big to fit under the hood, so they were mounted to the roof. The Lionel part is fairly accurate to the prototype, even though the Alaska Railroad never used them or had NW2 switchers on their roster. But being technically correct was never a top priority for the manufacturers of toy trains. The 614 switcher came in set number 1161 and included a 6825 flat car with bridge. The bridge was created for Lionel HO. It was similar to the 332 O-gauge arch under bridge. The bridge was common in gray and harder to find in black. The attractive 6162-60 Alaska gondola came with 3 red canisters. A low-end 6465 Lionel tank car was also included. A 6027 Alaska SP-type caboose completed the set. Unfortunately, the caboose was a non-illuminated, stripped-down version of the earlier, more desirable SP-type cabooses. It's an okay train set that is affordable and somewhat collectible, mainly because it's the only post-war NW2 switcher to come with the dynamic brake unit. Lionel made 2 other Alaska Railroad cars, and many collectors prefer to replace the non-Alaska items in the set with these 2 add-on Alaska cars to make a special, unofficial collector's Alaska set. The 64-64-825 Alaska Railroad boxcar was also introduced in 1959. Today, Alaska 64-64 cars in excellent or better go for $400 to $500. By far the most collectible and valuable of all the Alaska items. The 66-36 Alaska Railroad 4-bay hopper adds some bulk to the collector's set. Like the other Alaska items, it was first produced in 1959. Although most collectors don't get too excited about the MPC years, Lionel made some nice reissues of many post-war Alaska pieces. The 8154 switcher was introduced in 1981 and has the dynamic brake part on the roof. The frame is painted bright yellow with blue safety stripes running along the chassis. With the front and back sides painted yellow and with red lanterns, it looks better than the original 614 locomotive. Like so many MPC boxcars, the 9758 Alaska version, first produced in 1975, is basically a reissue of the original 64-64 car, but it is much less expensive. The 9385 gondola came in a limited edition set in 1981. It features 4 white canisters and sturdy die-cast sprung trucks. The 9117 4-bay hopper was introduced in 1974 and includes covered roof hatches. A cheaper 6308 tank car from 1982 can be added to this unofficial set. Instead of a non-illuminated SP caboose, a handsome 6441 illuminated bay window caboose was introduced in 1982. So while many collectible Lionel items made over the years can become hard to find and expensive, most of the Alaska items are handsome, colorful, and collectible, and they won't put too big a dent in your bank account.
Central 5344, you're cleared onto the main. Over. Cleared outbound 5344.
3424 Brakeman car is a modified 6464 boxcar. A Brakeman figure stands on the roof. Some are blue and others are white. When the car reaches a telltale pole, an electrical circuit is completed, and the solenoid mechanism in the car is activated, making the brakeman fall forward. The solenoid mechanism is similar in design and operation to a common E-unit. When the car reaches a second telltale pole, the car is again activated and the brakeman stands back up. These cars can be effectively used near tunnels and bridges, where telltale poles are used to warn trainmen of low overpasses up ahead. One of the most collectible and entertaining animated cars Lionel produced was the aquarium car in 1959. The car was an all-new design, loosely inspired by the real railroad cars used by the Shed Aquarium in Chicago. The Lionel car features large picture windows on the sides with rippled thickness in the plastic. This created the illusion that the fish were waving their tails as they swam by. The fish were printed on a long strip of film, which was tightly looped over two spools. Lionel's vibrotor technology was used to turn the spools, driving the film strip. The interior is illuminated with a detailed aquarium background. If there were any downsides to the car, they were heaviness and noise. A lever under the car turned off the action and gave operators' ears a break. There are several variations of the aquarium car. The version with the yellow printing is the most common. The version with the extra printing, including Tank 1 and Tank 2, is the most collectible. The version with the heat-stamped gold foil lettering is also sought after. MPC reproduced the car in 1981, and these are also very collectible. In 1995, Lionel produced a simplified, redesigned aquarium car. Instead of using a vibrotor mechanism, a mechanical drive similar to the post-war radar car was used. This meant the train would have to be moving for the fish to swim. When first released, this car became very collectible. That demand has cooled in part because both motored and mechanical versions of aquarium cars have since been produced in large numbers. Another post-war car to use the vibrotor mechanism is the 3444 Erie Gondola. Two figures, one of a hobo and one of a policeman, are connected to a strip of 16mm film looped around two spools. Like the aquarium car, the spools turn from the vibrotor. This gives the illusion that the cop was endlessly chasing a hobo around a stack of crates on the car. A lever could turn off the action. A mechanical application of the cop and hobo chase was used in the 3357 car made in 1962. A small Scout-sized boxcar had a model of a hydraulic lift connected to the top. Either the cop figure or the hobo would be set at the top of the lift. A gantry connected to the track has the remaining figure standing on top of it. As the car passed under the gantry, the cop and hobo would switch places, then vice versa each time the train passed. Variations of the boxcar include either dark blue or light blue plastic body, and there is a version with less rivet detail on the sides to make printing or decal application easier. Using the stock car design first developed for the 3656 cattle car, the 3370 Sheriff and Outlaw car features a mechanical mechanism that alternately pops either the Sheriff or the Outlaw through holes in the roof, giving the appearance of a gunfight. A mechanical popping sound adds to the illusion. Two basic variations exist. The car with arch bar trucks was designed for use with the general set. The version with AAR trucks was designed for use in other train consists. For kids, animals are a proven source of entertainment, especially on toy trains. The long neck and head of a giraffe is seen protruding from an open hatch in the car roof. When the car passes a telltale pole, the giraffe alertly ducks under it and then pops back up. This mechanical operation is accomplished from a trackside activator, which causes the giraffe head to lower. Most giraffe cars are blue with white lettering. A rare variation is green. Another rare variation is blue with yellow lettering and a plain yellow giraffe. The uncatalogued 3386 giraffe car made in 1966 is also blue with white printing. The 6473 horse transport car is a simple design that provides interesting action. The 4 horse heads are attached to arms that balance on a post in the center of the car. The effect, especially around curves, is 4 horses poking their bobbing heads in and out of the side hatches. The car body is based on the 3656 cattle car. The cars can be found in either lemon yellow or darker yellow, with either red or brown printing on the sides. Searchlight cars are another part of Lionel operating rolling stock that has roots in the pre-war tin plate era. The earliest post-war versions are depressed center flat cars numbered 6520 with a movable die-cast searchlight on one end. The light can be turned on and off with a remote control track section. The mechanism works like an E-unit, rotating a wheel that alternately completes and interrupts a circuit. When Lionel applied the vibrotor drive to the searchlight car, the number was changed to 3520. The searchlight was changed from die-cast to plastic. In 1954, Lionel removed the power switch mechanism and changed the number to 3620. These cars are often found with the steps or brake stand assembly broken off. The searchlight cars have many collectible variations. Certain searchlight and generator colors can add considerable value to the car, but that market has been spoiled by a rash of reproduced parts that can easily be changed out on a car, so buyer beware. The 3650 searchlight car, first produced in 1956, also used a die-cast depressed center flat car body.